Hi, Jen Gilchrist here. Happy to be back with another Oracle card reading for the week of August 4th through 10th. We'll be working with the Healing Waters Oracle, Rebecca Campbell. And yeah, we're kind of in the middle of a lot of energy, right? We have a full moon building this coming or on the 9th. So coming up this week, and we've been in a retrograde and we've got Lionsgate portal open. So I imagine that a lot of energy is stirring up for you, both on an activation and visionary level, as well as things that we're being called to release and let go of so that we can actually step and embody that vision. And so it makes sense that these healing waters would want to come through. It says, into the unknown, underworld, depth, courage, facing your fears. And so that makes perfect sense, right? For the energy. It's part of it is being okay with stepping into something new, right? We can't create something new and really step into our more expanded vision of our lives, whether that's just up leveling our income or stepping into our soul's purpose or inviting in a soul aligned partnership. Like all of these things are stepping into something that we haven't yet experienced. And so we have to move through the ego, fears, and doubts because it's designed to protect us based off of our history. And so a lot of the things that are coming up are probably is about dissolving those fears and doubts, and then sometimes just having to feel the fear and step forward anyways, right? I think aspects of it do need to be dissolved and cleared, and then there's part of us that will still feel afraid, but as we move those fears, we're able to actually step forward instead of feeling frozen. And so it sort of sounds like that in between space, clearing out the old to make way for the new, knowing that it's going to trigger some fears and doubts, and that's okay. And you don't have to be perfect and have everything all figured out to start taking action on your visions and your dreams and your plans. Okay. In fact, it will keep you stuck if you do that. You won't probably ever manifest it in that way. So part of it is getting used to feeling uncomfortable and creating the space for yourself to one step at a time move forward, even into the outside of the comfort zone space, because that's where your miracles and your dreams and your purpose work and all the things that you haven't yet experienced, or at least not to the capacity that you would like to exist. Okay. But it exists within well within your reach. We just have to move through the fears. Okay. And release those doubts. The sacred well, replenishment, self-care, and giving from a place of plenty. I love this. So sometimes fear manifests itself in many ways. First and foremost, self care, giving yourself time and space, taking care of your body. Of course, being in water is always healing, salt water or any water, lakes, streams, even listening to meditations with water sounds could be healing. Sitting in a hot salt bath or soaking your feet in a tub of water, like all of these things can be really, really helpful. But the bigger picture is about self-care in general. Also, I feel like part of this, because sometimes fear can manifest as busying ourselves or putting our focus on somebody else or something else, or not holding a boundary and giving our time away and then feeling resentful because we want to be spending time and making space for our dreams, but we haven't been. And so part of it is like, so I see multi messages here. Bottom line, give to self, create the balance that you need for yourself, your body, emotionally, mentally, physically. And then it's like you can't give from the reason why the time thing came up, I think, is it says you can't give from an empty cup. And it's true, right? When we're depleting ourselves and we're giving away to everybody else but not ourselves, resentment will creep in, but also burnout and exhaustion. And you just simply won't have time. And so it's all about filling ourselves up. And then we can fill from an overflowing cup, and we can still have time to support other people while still making space for our dreams, but only if we're really taking care of ourselves and creating a space for self-care. So just feels like, be careful about making the time and space for that. And then it's like, that's where the downloads and insights of inspiration and information can start to come in as well, right? Making waves, momentum is building. It's your time, achievement. So it's like you're stepping into something big. And so this is like stepping into starts out being a dark hole of like, I don't know, I'm going to get there. But look at when you step through that, it shifts into light, it shifts into expansion, it shifts into a portal. It's interesting, actually, how you look at this. It's probably going to show up. Okay, this is the right order. So it's almost like as I'm seeing this, just like kind of intuitively or metaphorically, hold on, it goes like this. Okay. So the first is the dark hole of I'm backwards on what I'm tapping, so it's so weird. Okay, so the first one's the dark abyss, right? Stepping into the unknown. And then you can see that portal way shift to light, but you still haven't stepped through, but you got to give yourself the time, space, and energy for it. And then when you step through, look at what's happening, that expansion. Or this one, sorry. It's so backwards for me in the mirroring. Anyways, I think you get what I'm saying. It shifts and transforms into the portal way into light, so you can step through and create right? And here you are in the middle finding it. Here you are. Now you're transmuting it to light, but you haven't stepped through. Now you're stepping through, and it's that portal way into something new. And that's huge. In fact, this really reminds me of an event I have. It's free, the Starseed Awakening, Aligning to Your Higher Soul's Blueprint event. We do a lot of clearing, a lot of intention setting, a lot of making space, and it's completely free on August 4th. It's live. And if you can't be there live and you listen to this and you get it after the fact, right? Then the replay will be available immediately. And it's going to be powerful to support this full moon cycle that this week, the Lionsgate portal that's opening, supporting the fact that you're still clearing from the retrograde energy and that you're really being called into the next level version of self. And so I'd love to invite you to that. There's a free version. Part 2 is $11.11 VIP upgrade, and it's called Awakening, Coming Home. Let's see, let me get the actual title here. Starseed Awakening, Coming Home to Who You Truly Are and Living Your Purpose, right? Activating your soul's blueprint and gifts. So this is exactly kind of what I felt like this is actually showing us here as part of that process. And so I'd love to support you with that. It's a really powerful opportunity to really move through a lot of energy. You can check out the free version, which is 75 minutes. We're going to talk about who starseeds are, where they come from, different purposes of star seeds, different types of star seed missions, some different personality traits of some of the star seed souls, so you can start to gain clarity of your star seed roots, and a guided journey to connect with and acclimate and really attune to these star seed soul groups energy realms, so you can work with them and perhaps even tune into where are you, what is yours, what resonates for you. And then the part 2 will just be later that same day, 15 minutes later, we'll have a break and then step into the live channel transmission for starseeds to awaken their gifts and purpose, as well as guided meditation to meet a star guide that's here to support you at this portion of your vision, of your mission. And so you'll see in the detailed area how you can sign up for that and register. I'd love to see you there. I've been doing this now a few years, and it's just been really powerful every time, and new messages and activations come through. So if you have done this before, I highly suggest coming back. It's always, because it's live and I'm working with the group energy of the group, the transmissions and activations are going to be for you if you feel called to it. So check it out. And the replays are just as powerful if you find this after the fact, because it's going to really also support the Lionsgate portal, which is all the way through August 12th, right? I mean, it'd be great anytime, but just don't feel like just because you missed the live, you're missing out, because you'll get the downloads available right away. If that's the case, you see this a little bit later. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day, and let me know in the comments how this resonates for you. I'd love to hear. Bye for now.